Or clowns with STDs. Oh my God. Chinese clowns with STDs. Those are what keep me up at night, man. Gotta watch out for those Chinese clowns with STDs. It's gonna be the next horror movie you watch. So yeah, I used to work at an Office Depot back in the day, and probably my most uncomfortable situation was to help a customer that had like a voice box, you know, like with the hole in the neck and everything, right? It was really awkward, right? Because he was a lot taller than me, right? So when he walked up to me, like his hole was like breathing on my face, right? Oh, it was so gross, right? It was so gross. And he didn't make things any easier for me, right? He actually walks up to me and he says, "Tell me about your computers." And then I couldn't help but think to myself, like, dude, can't you just, like, ask it yourself? Right? I mean, you obviously speak the language. I was like, maybe I can plug you up, you know? Is that a USB? I don't know. I didn't say it out loud, jeez. What, is there someone in the audience with a voice box? Because then I'd just be like, fuck you. That would be awesome. That would be even better. So anyways, yeah, I no longer work at Office Depot. I actually work as an engineer now. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, I work as an engineer now, and I pretty much sit in my cubicle and I try to think of ways of not doing work. That's what I spend most of my day doing, right? Because see, like, I'm not trying to say that I'm trying to be the worst employee. I'm just trying to be the second worst employee. You know, it's all about the bare minimum, you know? Because, I mean, if you really think about it, right? If you put in 110% into anything, that's inefficient and bad fuel economy. You know? Like, consider me like the Prius of the workforce. Right? And it's just about manipulating the numbers, right? That's all it is, right? If you have 10 people in your office working at a 10% capacity, that's 100%. It's about teamwork, people. So, you know, here's some tips that I've learned along the way that I can pass on to you guys, okay? I'm not sure if you guys know this, but the word arouse can just mean to wake up, right? So next time you end up coming in late for work because you ended up oversleeping, right? Try going up to your boss saying, "Oh my God, I am so sorry. I had the hardest time arousing myself this morning." It'll be so awkward, he'll never talk to you again, right? And here's a phrase that people use all the time, but if you really think about it, doesn't mean anything, right? Sounds like a plan, right? People use that all the time, but if you really think about it, you're not saying anything, right? You're not saying it's a good plan. You're not saying it's a bad plan. You're just saying it's a plan, right? You can technically just set your email to auto-reply with "sounds like a plan," and you can answer like 95% of your emails. Yeah, you just set that thing, you take a nap. It's fantastic. I want to apply this with everything with my life, you know? Like, if I'm in a situation where it's like, do you, Viet Nguyen, take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife? Sounds like a plan. I don't know if that's law-abiding or not, you know? Well, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, like, there's not really much funny things that I could really tell you about engineering. It's kind of really boring. There's a couple funny stories. Recently, I tried to rent a car because I had to go off-road, right? And I had to call the operator and ask for a car with four-wheel drive, right? And I had to keep insisting on it. Like, it was like, does it have four-wheel drive? And she got really frustrated with me. And she says, "Sir, all of our cars have four wheels." I can't work with this. This is not good. But in civil engineering especially, it should be kind of funny, right? There's a lot of sexual innuendos in civil engineering, right? There's things like stiffness factors, steel erections, right? Or, standard penetration tests. And, we're just a lot of immature people in college, right? So my classmates are just like, I'd like to give her the standard penetration test. Another guy goes, oh man, I wish she'd check my stiffness factor. And when it got to me, I was just like, I'd like to put my penis in her vagina. And they're like, Via, what the hell, man? And I was like, what? You guys took them all. And then the most awkward thing is to tell that story while you're in a hotel lobby and while you're waiting for an elevator, and the door opens right when you say, I'd like to put my penis in her vagina. And this hot chick's standing there, and she just runs off really quick. And I was like, I guess she didn't want it. Awkward. So yeah, I meet interesting people after shows sometimes. I actually met a lady that said she was in the catering business. And as she's walking away, she says, oh, by the way, I'm known for my Kool-Aid pies. And just walks away, right? Like, you don't make a comment like, I make Kool-Aid pies, and just walk away, not expecting some kind of follow-up questions, right? Because see, now I'm left to my own imagination, right? And that's a dangerous thing, right? Because see, now it's like, all right, how did this business plan come about, right? It's like, okay, you know how like pies are really popular right now? And did you know that fruit is expensive as shit? You know what's kind of like fruit, but not really? Kool-Aid. And like, what if you had these at your dinner party, right? And your guests are just like, oh my God, this pie is so delicious, right? Like, what flavor is it? Oh, it's purple. And then I'm just trying to think of what the commercial's gonna be like, and my mind immediately goes to the gutter, because the first thing I think of is like the Kool-Aid Man in the American Pie scene, and then the Kool-Aid Man is just humping a pie, right? Oh yeah, indeed. This is what happens when you leave me alone. It's not good. Yeah, like I meet interesting people all the time, right? I met this guy with a group of girls that I was pretty sure were strippers and or prostitutes, right? One of the girls actually walks up to me, says, hey, do you want to see my tattoo? And I'm just like, yeah, sure, why not, right? Thinking something on her neck, maybe something on her lower back or whatever, right? So she goes up to me and she starts unbuttoning her pants and she just drops trow right in front of me, right? To show me her tattoo of a butterfly on her upper thigh, right? And I was like, oh, that's nice. Upon further inspection, the body of the butterfly was a penis, and the wings were two girls licking said penis. Yeah, and I was like, oh, that's great. And then she just looks at me with a big smile on her face. She's like, I drew it myself. I was like, of course you did, right? Because, I mean, has anybody ever been to a tattoo parlor, looked through the book of template tattoos? It's like, all right, let's see, we got this, let's see, mom tattoo. Let's see, some poorly translated Chinese characters. Ooh, how about I get the dick butterfly? Oh, man. I'm getting to a point where I feel like a disgruntled old man. I recently went to the mall, and I went to shop for some jeans, okay? And I asked the employee what I thought was a perfectly logical question, right? I was like, hey, do you have any jeans that don't have holes in them? And he looked at me like I was the douchebag, right? I was like, listen here, guy, all right? The reason why I'm trying to shop for jeans is because my old jeans have holes in them, right? And I actually had a pair of jeans that had a hole in the crotch, right? That's the worst, right? Because like the first thing I thought